Hey team, how are you? So it's day 19 of the 30-day challenge, and what I want to talk to you about today is two things. One is sleep, the importance of sleep, and then two is the importance of a morning ritual, a starting practice, a practice that is about creating a mindset before you start your day. So something about the end of the day and something about the beginning of the day, and both these things are really, really important. And I can't emphasize enough the importance of having a great sleep. What you realize is that the worst decisions are made when someone is impoverished in sleep. The worst decisions, where your mind is out of sync, where it's not making the best, the most optimum, the right decisions, is when it is suffering from a lack of sleep. Now you imagine that if you're spending 8 hours in the workday and you're not getting or you haven't got a great sleep, and now you're performing decision making throughout that day. Let's talk about kids. You've got children, you've got family, and you wake up, you are impoverished in sleep, and then you're having to take care and make decisions on the lives of your kids, about the lives of your kids. You're having to relate to them and you're impoverished in sleep. So the mind, the psychological mindset is not there. And there is an optimum amount of sleep that you need. If you have less than that, you're going to be, not thinking correctly. And if you have too much sleep, it holds you back, it makes you groggy, it slows you down, and you're not making effective decisions, and you're not thinking straight either. So it's really, really important. I need a minimum of 6 hours worth of sleep. 6.5 hours, that's the optimum. Too less than that, then it's not great, and too much more than that, maybe like 8 hours, then it's not great either. So as you get older, some might be thinking, well, wow, he only needs 6 hours sleep. I'm saying 6.5 hours sleep, but as you get older, you need less sleep. It just happens that way. When you're younger, you want a lot more sleep. So you have to figure out what your optimum amount of sleep is relative to where you are in your life. But the second thing is about, let me just keep on going on about the sleep a little bit more. When you don't have sleep, when you don't have your full sleep, then what happens is that you're suboptimal. Your brain hasn't rested, the brain cells haven't rested, and your higher state is not able to rest on a solid foundation. You need to have recuperated to be able to allow your higher state to rest on solid ground. So that ground, your sleep, is really, really important biologically, physiologically. A lack of sleep is another form of stress. And when you're stressed, you can't compute, you can't function, you can't work your brain properly. So that's really, really important. The second thing is about when you wake up, you can't just start your day. You can't just okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to check my phone, I'm going to jump in the shower, and then I'm going to grab a coffee and then run to the office. And because I'm on time, sitting in front of my desk at 9 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, or whatever time you start, you think by being there exactly on time, you're doing the right thing. You're not. Absolutely not. You're doing totally the wrong thing. You're being paid in life. Forget the job. Your life is dependent on you having the right mindset when you're in your job, to be able to make effective decision making, to be able to run your mind, compute your brain properly. So if you just get out, what you have to understand is the brain is imbalanced. By default, when you wake up, the second you wake up, your brain is imbalanced. Please understand that. Your brain is imbalanced. Its default is to be off center. So when you just run into the office, just get up and go, and get in front of the office, and you're like, okay, I'm here on time, I'm at the meeting in time, your brain is still off balance. You're not going to make great decisions. So what you have to do is you have to bring your brain back into center. And the way you do that is by developing willpower through resistance. So willpower through resistance means that you have to exercise your mind muscle. Your willpower is your mind muscle, and you have to exercise that so that it stretches and gets back into the middle. It's through that exercising, through working against resistance, that you're exercising your willpower and you're bringing it back into the middle. It's when it's in the middle, when it's centered, is when you are able to compute, process, and make great decisions. So how do you bring it back to the center? Like I said, you bring it back to the center through resistance. Resistance training is exercising willpower against something that you have to resist, and then that resisting strengthens your willpower muscle, just like when you lift up weights, in the same way. So what I'm saying to you is basically that you have to basically what I'm saying to you is you have to basically get to a situation. Sorry, someone was talking to me and distracting me, but I'm trying to get back into my trail of thought. What I'm saying is that the resistance exercises that you do is either just regular exercising in itself, okay? You do cold showers, you do your prayers, and then you do your journaling and your affirmations. Now, why are these guys resistance exercises against the willpower? Well, when you're doing exercise, for example, you have to push more than you want to, and as you're pushing, in that space of pushing, your willpower is being exercised against the resistance of not wanting to push. And as you do that, you're building up your willpower muscle against that resistance, and that is, as you're building up that muscle, going back into the middle, centering, okay? With cold showers, again, it's the same thing. What you have to do is in the morning when you wake up and you put a cold water on your head, you're not ready for it. And so what your mind has to do is it has to resist, react against that cold by agitating its own heat, bringing up heat inside, and that resistance, that agitation, is bringing your exercising your willpower muscle and bringing you back to center. With prayers, what you're doing is you're getting contextual awareness. What does that mean? That means that what you're doing is when you're praying, you're reflecting on the higher power and you're connecting to that and you're thinking about it all the time. And so you don't have space to think about anything else, and it creates certainty. So that resistance in just focusing your thought specifically on your existence and the higher power and connecting to that is taking you away from everything else and building up your willpower muscle and centering you back into centeredness. And then with affirmations, again, you are beating your chest, you're affirming, you're exercising willpower in your thoughts to affirm something that you want. And in that affirmation, there is resistance in your thought, that your thoughts don't actually believe that you are that affirmation that you're trying to affirm yourself to be, but is exercising willpower, bringing you back to center. And lastly, with journaling, you have to exercise your thoughts, your mind, to articulate, to express, to create structure in your thinking, to give you a logical frame of presenting your thoughts. And that is resistance against which your willpower muscle is exercising, and again you're centering. So these are all these different things that you're creating a great mindset with. Then once you've got that mindset, then you leave your front door, then you get to your office, then you take your, or meet your kids or greet your kids, and then you do things. And when you do those things, then you're in that great centered state, and everything is present to the moment. You're like in real time, intuitive, instinctual, you're alive, you're sharp, you're on point, you're present, and you will make the right decisions, and you'll do the right things, and you'll give things full attention. So when you get to the office and you sit at that desk at 9 o'clock, having done those mind exercises, then you're ready to really earn that money. Prior to that, you're not really earning money, you're just existing. You're just like a zombie turning up, you know, a living dead person just turning up to the office, saying, hey guys, I'm there, it's 9 o'clock, I'm showing my face, you know, I'm a good guy, I'm a good person, I'm a good lady, you know, check the box, I'm doing the right thing. No, you're not doing the right thing. This is not existence, this is not life. All right, so that's what I wanted to say. Got my video for today on the jog. I'm a disappointment again in terms of the amount of length of time I ran, but I'm still trying to maintain in a very difficult situation for me emotionally in my circumstance, which I'm not really going to talk about too much. I don't feel that I need to share that, but you know, I'm just saying that it's interesting that you know, I'm not giving up or giving in. I'm still going, and I'm trying to learn the lessons that keeping on going is also going to be teaching me, and I will reflect over that on day 31 and let you guys know, or even on day 30. All right guys, talk to you soon. Bye now. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Hey guys, how are you? Doing my late morning, it's 2 o'clock in the morning jog. It's funny, it's a Sunday or Monday morning actually, 2 o'clock. Just gonna do a minute, doing what I need to do to ensure I keep my jog going. But there's gonna be some hard soul searching in terms of what am I actually doing, and why don't I just give up and just stop, and then consolidate, recalibrate, regroup, and take action again? Why don't I do that? It's an interesting question. We'll find out. Alright guys, it's been a minute. Talk to you later.